Yeah, from Little Kim, the Queen Bee. It's ladies' night, what? It must be Angie on the mic. The butter pea, honey, got the sugar, got the spice. Roll the L side, keep the rhymes right, yo. I just made this motherfucker up last night. And I'm the rookie on this all-star team. Me and Kim is getting cream, like Thelma and Louise, but on chrome. Never leave that Brooklyn shit alone. So if you say it's on, then it's on. Bang this in your whips, that them Cody with the chips in the wrist. Here's a French kiss. I dismiss all you chicks. Spit 6 from the 4th, 5th, make it dance. Ow! I stay focused in the dopest, like a penny with the hole in it.
It's always a huge delight to have you join us on the program Ladies Night right here on Independent Television. My name is Ameze Obaisiagbon, but of course you can call me the Empress of the Airwaves. As always, I've got some amazing ladies who will be discussing today with me on the show. I have one person you actually met last week, talking about Drizel. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
You look amazing, as always.
Thank you.
Okay, I also have the ever-growing Sea White, an old, I don't want to use the word meat, because that was coming to my mind. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm good.
Obviously.
Alright, and finally I have a very, very new face right here on the show. You've never seen her before, but you will be seeing her very frequently from now on, talking about Reina. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful. Hello.
Alright, so yes, you've met my girls, my ladies on the show tonight. Basically, we're going to be looking at online dating. We're going to be talking about the benefits and of course the disadvantages of online dating. The first thing we're going to talk about is if we've ever been in a relationship that started online. I'll start off with, let's see. Alright, let's start off with Reina. Have you ever dated someone you met online?
I've never done something like that. I'm not someone who really believes in an online dating platform, so I've never done it. Although I have aunties that are telling me try it out, but I don't think it's my thing. I don't think it's going to work for me, so no, never.
Okay, I'll get back to why you don't think it's your thing. Let's go to the next person. See, right, have you ever dated someone you met online?
No.
The way you said it, like, God, it's taboo.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a taboo, but for me, it's a normal thing.
It's not your thing as well.
Not that it's not my thing. Let me not completely say it's not my thing, but I haven't. But that doesn't mean if it happens, I wouldn't grab it. Sure, because if we want to talk about online in general sense, it is 50-50 thing. The world is going digital. Yes, everything is now basically done online. So for a relationship to go online, it is not, though it has been there. It's not something like I would say, okay, it's just happening now. It's a new thing. It's a new development. No, it's been there. So, like I just said, the world is going digital. So if we find ourselves in a situation whereby everything is now done online, business online, shopping is online, everything, relationship online, do your shopping. Yes, do your shopping. So why? Okay, I'm saying this to say this because okay, another phase of coronavirus has hit us. Let's talk about it now. And everybody's saying stay indoor, don't go out. COVID-19 is out there, lockdown, no lockdown, and all of that. And if you keep remaining indoors, trust me, nobody's going to see you. Yeah, that's it.
True.
So if you want people to see, let's take for instance now me, that is a single woman, a single lady, and I keep staying indoor. I don't go to work. I don't do anything. Who will see me if I don't post my picture out there? Who would want to say, okay, somebody like this exists if I don't even think of probably visiting all those dating sites? So for me, I am not condemning it completely, but just that I haven't done anything like that.
Okay. All right. How about you, Drizel? Have you met someone online and you just like the person and you guys started a relationship?
No.
Wow.
But just like Sea White, I'm not condemning it, but I've never done that before.
Okay, I guess I'm partially alone on this one. I haven't actually dated someone I met online, but I've become really close to someone that it was practically like we're dating, but it wasn't official. So I think I'm the only one there now. And okay, so the reason why I asked is I wanted to know how well you would be able to talk about this topic, because something you've experienced, it's easier for you to relate with it. Yeah. So first and foremost, Reina, you said it's not your thing. What makes it not your thing?
I'm someone that loves to be extremely close to whoever I'm dating. I love to cuddle. I'm someone, I like to know that person in and out. Even if I don't know you 85%, I want to know 75%. I want to know everything. And I feel like you being online on one end and I'm on the other end, and you expect us to be dating, I can't. One is, there are many things I take seriously, and you being far away and we're dating online, I don't see the seriousness in that relationship, because I'm more of a you have to be around person. So an online dating thing is not for me, because I'm
around 24/7.
You said something.
I get.
Reina, right?
Yeah, Reina.
Why do I feel like I want to sound awkward? But I wouldn't. You just said you like cuddling. Are you a cuddler?
Is it a crime?
Obviously. But anyways, I like the fact you just expressed yourself like you like cuddling. Yeah. So whoever you're going to be dating has to always be around.
If you're traveling out, I am traveling out with you.
So it is at work, don't be a stop.
You go to work with him.
He'll come back home. I will cuddle.
Okay. It's actually possible to meet someone online and take the relationship
offline.
Yeah, it's very possible. That is when, okay, you know, this online dating thing, there are many downsides to it. You don't know if the person on the other hand is taking it as seriously as you're taking it. Do you understand what I'm trying to say now? So in the situation where I'm taking this thing seriously and he's not taking it seriously, and we're always like, we want to meet up, and it keeps bailing or something like that, how do you expect me to feel?
I think, okay, you're talking about because, you know, I also mentioned that whatever I have, I don't know if I said so, whatever I have advantage also have disadvantages. So like for those people who, I think I'm going to talk more on business side of it online, but for those people who do selling and buying online, sometimes you don't get exactly what you order for.
Where you go.
Yes, you get the point. So if you're also going to talk about relationship, it is called a dating site. If you're the kind of person who do you visit dating site more often, you get to see that, let me say 70% of people there are always out for a relationship. But if it's someone probably you just met on Facebook and the person has nice pictures in his wall and all that, and he's actually asking you out, that's, I would say that the relationship is not a guaranteed thing for me, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be possible. But I feel if you are more into dating sites, basically the people there, they're out for a relationship. Or if it is general saying probably Instagram, you guys met and all that, those ones I feel they are not more into relationship. They just feel like.
Have you thought about fraudsters?
I'm just about to say the same thing, because you said basically people on dating sites are there for dating. For dating, are there to find girls that they can just take home for one night.
That's just
what is true. A man who can be funding their bills.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's just it.
But then you know that fraudsters can exist offline as well.
They do.
You can meet someone.
Like the one that called me the other day. I'm planning on dealing with him later.
So it's not necessarily, for me, it's not necessarily whether it's online or offline. It's just being graced enough to meet the right person.
Exactly.
You can meet someone offline. I've heard stories of people that have been dating the same guy for like 7, 6, 8 years, and he still turns out to be a fraud offline. So when it comes to fraudsters, it's not really whether it's online or offline. It's just you.
But I get what they are saying. You know, when internet, a lot of them, they're just there for, like, they just scroll and watch your pictures and say, okay, this one, I think if I talk to this one will be able to pay me better. I think if I talk to this one, it looks richer.
And
They're just there to do, you know.
Actually comes from the people who create the account, because I have created an account online before that had absolutely nothing to do with me.
Alright, now bring us to the place of truth in the profiles and the bios. Some people put another person's picture, totally different person.
And they don't think that's where
talk
the fraud
about
comes from.
Yes, they say something else. They create one perfect story so that everybody that looks at that profile is like, no, this is someone I should be with.
True.
So let's talk about the place of truth. Do you think it's easy to spot someone who is actually for real, or someone who just wrote a bunch of rubbish just to please anybody that comes there?
I think I'm a testimony.
Yeah. You said you've not. Okay.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Well, I got attracted to somebody because of
The profile.
the profile.
Okay.
Not because the guy wrote something good or because he was just handsome, but I got attracted
Was he
because
handsome?
of well, he is, if you want to know. I got attracted to him because of his comments, his
Okay.
write-up there. I don't care about what people think about me. I don't think I owe anybody apology. I wouldn't even apologize to anybody if I offend them. He was just sounding so rude, and I was like, who is this? But not really. See, I will not send you friend requests. But I sent this guy friend request. I chatted him up. I say, how could you say such a thing? Are you God? I was more like, I want to fight this person. And he's like, I don't get it. What happened? I said, why would you say when you hurt somebody, you won't apologize, you won't even do this, you don't care about other people's feelings? I took it personal, and along the line, both of us became friends, and we're still friends till date.
Oh, wow.
You get it? So that's it. That's why I said, sometimes people's profile can actually get you closer. And I also want to say this, I lost 5 of my accounts, my Facebook accounts, not because I was doing anything with it, but I realized that my cousin was actually using my pictures and everything about me.
Just imagine.
You understand? So when I just okay, my first Facebook account, if I chat with somebody, sometimes I know where I stopped. Sometimes I get to see a continuation of the conversation I never started. You know, so I felt like, what's up? I don't even know what is happening. Who is the one chatting with my phone? And I was alone, so who is doing this? I kept on pressing to find out, which I could not. At the end of the day, that particular account got closed. Like, I don't know what to say, if it was hacked, if it was done.
It was hacked,
I don't
obviously.
know, but it was closed. I opened another one, same thing happened. Fine, until I realized that somebody somewhere was using my account and my pictures, which is my cousin. You understand? So that's to tell you that somebody might just be admiring my picture somewhere and I'm here.
Exactly.
The person might be
Not
thinking I'm the one. Not
True.
knowing so a lot of things happen when it comes to online. Just like you said, just be graced enough
Exactly.
to get the right person and have peace of mind.
I really believe that that is the reason why I haven't attempted any of these online platforms for dating, because you can never really tell who is there. You can never really tell who
It's
is
not
who.
true.
It can just be a poster picture, and even nowadays people hardly put up their own pictures online. It can just be a very beautiful picture, and then you think you're talking to Mr. John, and it's actually a Mrs. somebody somewhere that is just planning something very cynical on you.
Okay.
So for me, the place of truth online, I'm not saying there are no honest persons there. Definitely, there will be one or two. But I believe that despite the fact that research shows that more people have positive things to say about online dating platforms, despite that, personally, I feel like 90% of the people that are online
A scam.
are scams. Yes, they're either desperate or dishonest. That's
True.
what I say.
Very
Okay,
true.
now you've actually talked a lot about the disadvantages. Let's look at the benefits. Do you think there might be benefits? Because I've actually been privileged to see 2 people who met online and they're married today. They've been married for about 5-6 years. I'm sure Reina knows the person I'm talking about, but I'm not going to mention her name. Now, they met online. I practically used to watch my friend video call the guy every day. They were always talking online. always chatting, always doing video calls, and finally he came back to Nigeria and he proposed. He met her for the first time physically, proposed to her, went to her village and told the father and mother, I want to carry your daughter abroad with me, I want to marry her. We will come back for the wedding. And that's how their life started. So I know it's possible, you get, but I don't know, do we see any other benefits? It has helped some people, but do you guys think in the long run, let me put it like that, more people benefit from it?
Yeah, I feel people will benefit from it because I've also heard about people from the same auntie that's always telling me try it out because she has seen people. Yeah, I've heard about people who did stuff like that and it worked for them. They actually live in peace currently. I feel like if you guys meet online, the most important thing is to take that relationship offline, get to know each other, become friends. Because when you become friends, you begin to build trust. You know, there's this feeling that comes with online dating. There's this feeling you want to meet that person. It's like, you just want to meet that person. You have this feeling, this intense feeling for that person. So when you guys meet, it's still new, it's fresh. So you guys are building love, building trust. You're friends. You continue in that manner, and the relationship, then fine, you can move to the next stage, which is marriage, and you can actually be happy, have children, focus on your careers, and still be married happily. Understand? So I believe people can still benefit from this whole scenario.
Yeah, what you mentioned was actually one of the major benefits that I was thinking about, which is the globalization of it. Because how does someone in Nigeria who barely even own a passport dream of marrying someone in maybe Brazil without ever traveling? The only way they can meet is on platforms like this. So that to me is one of the major advantages of this online dating, because you get to meet people on a global scale. Unlike, you know, just being restricted to your locality when it comes to physically meeting. But other than that, and then maybe meeting the right person, I feel like that to me should be the only advantage that I can see personally. No, because I'm trying to think like wide. I'm trying to think of it on a very wide spectrum, and that still is the only advantage I can see.
Online dating is just not for you.
Well, I have been able to witness people who got married via online, and I wouldn't say it's out of proportion to say I'm benefiting from online currently.
I remember strictly asking. No, has anyone?
No, if you're saying anyone romantically, no.
Okay.
Yes, so that was why I said
that my shadow.
You want to oh God, you should have allowed me to finish. What do I do to the Empress?
It was sounding like you were going to say.
No.
Okay.
Let me just finish so that you get to know where I'm driving to. So why I said I'm currently benefiting from it is I have this white man that's yes, he probably said he saw my picture among people he may know.
Okay.
So he sent me friend requests.
That's on Facebook.
On Facebook, yes. So I accepted it, and from there we've been chatting for close to, if I'm not mistaken, 3 to 4 years now. We've been chatting, and he said he calls me my Nigerian princess. That's what he calls me. He said, I like you. You're just like a daughter to me, and I call him dad as well, to be honest. And the Empress, why this special expression?
No, I like stories. Stories are interesting.
Okay, is this particular one interesting, or you're just trying to make it?
No, it's actually interesting.
Where the story is going.
Don't worry, you get to know where the story is actually going to. So from there, we've just been like father, daughter, online, stuff like that. And before you know it, you just get, Caroline, I just sent you £100. Just go use it to stock up your provision and all that. That's it. You get it? So from there, I realized
What's his name? In my life, I'm his second daughter.
So I have been benefiting from him, and I believe I'll still benefit more from him. But I don't really know what life holds for
He probably is just trying to get you closer. Maybe he has a son.
Well,
He wants to.
you might know him. He comments on my page, even when we do video.
I want to do my research.
He always comments. So he's like, my Nigerian princess and all that, you know.
Okay.
So a lot of people have benefited, and Caroline Okonji is also benefiting, but not romantically and emotionally attached to the person. But if I want to say like father love, I love my father, my white father.
Bravo.
So whichever way we benefit from it, and for those people who don't benefit at all, it's not your thing, it's not your thing. Leave it for us that are benefiting, even though we are not dating.
Okay, we leave it for you. Still, I'm trying to. Okay, maybe because I'm comparing though. Maybe when you look at it as something that stands on its own, it could have advantages. But in my head, I'm comparing online and offline. And that is why, to me, that still is the only advantage, because, you know, you can tell a lot about a person from their first impression. They say first impression.
Well, that's if you're the kind of person who is observant. There are some people who would lie, pretend, and deceive you for 7-8 years. You would not know.
That is true. That is true. Like I said, I've actually mentioned that as well. But I still feel like you can never be so sure from just a person's profile compared to when you meet the person and then
in person.
Maybe because I'm actually very discerning, thanks to the Holy Spirit. But there's something.
Oh my goodness!
You just meet someone and there's just this feeling. You just know. This one is okay.
That's very true.
This one, nah.
True.
Well, you can actually have someone online and also try to keep your feelings in check, depending when both of you meet. You can actually keep the person.
That's not online dating.
No. I mean, it's part of it. You meet him online, you exchange your direct numbers. Both of you chat often. You call yourselves often on phone. You also chat, send direct messages and all that. And he makes his intention known to you that I want you. I really want to date you. I want you to be my woman. And because both of you are not close to each other, the distance is way too far. Like he's abroad, you're in Nigeria, and you just ask yourself this question: can this be possible? You can tell yourself yes or no, depending on what you want for yourself. If you believe that it's going to work out for both of you, you have to keep your feelings in check. And in keeping your feelings in check, it has to be 50-50. If he comes and he's someone I like and he likes me as well, physically, not phone conversation this time around, then good for us. But if he comes and he's not someone you like or would want to be with physically, you take a bow. So don't just, I think it's going to be like a direct advice to you. Don't just feel like it's not going to work completely. If it's just online phone conversation, it will definitely work. But be strong enough to keep your feelings in check.
Okay.
But you see, everybody is different. You feel it's going to work for you.
No, I just said it's a 50-50 thing for me.
She feels
either it works or it doesn't.
She feels it's not going to work at all.
I'm just trying to encourage her.
I don't feel like it's going to work at all. Like there is no.
That's in the long run. Like actually dating continuously online, right? Not if you guys meet online and then you take it offline. It might work for you.
The problem is I won't want to give it a try because I don't believe it will work for me. My auntie is frequently texting me on WhatsApp currently. Have you tried this app? Have you tried this app? And I'm like, okay, ma, I'll try it. All right. I swear to you, I have not.
Because it's not your thing.
It's not my thing. You understand? I don't feel like it's going to work for me at all. A lot of people feel like, okay, it's like, I have friends that are like, how far away? Give me dating sites. I define boyfriend. You understand that kind of talks, but it's not my thing. It might work for them. Bravo, go. Happy married life to you.
Well,
you
it goes to amaze me how people talk about online dating site. Like, I want a boyfriend. Let me go to this online site. It makes me, I don't know.
Misconception.
Exactly. I don't even know how to explain it because it's just amuses me. Like, you hear a beautiful and a younger lady talk about dating, say, I need a boyfriend. Isn't that a man can walk up to you? Even if a man doesn't walk up to you, yes, there are people out there who, since they were born, a man hasn't even told them, hey, babe, what's up? You're looking beautiful.
You've not gone to the market before.
Do you think so?
There are many people, you cannot just pass. It's not possible.
No, there are some.
No,
there was a post of a lady I saw. I'm being honest to you. I think let me even make reference to the post on Instagram. I even saw it on my own Facebook page because I have a way of getting stories on Instagram on my Facebook page. You understand? This lady complained bitterly that since since the day they gave birth to her and she became an adult, that a man has not spoken to her. She's crying out.
Okay, well, I'm a very spiritual person, and I'm going to say that is spiritual.
So that is it. That's what I'm saying. Those kind of people, you're just saying is spiritual, and it's true. You understand? So people who fall under this category would want to go to dating site to see if they can have a love.
What if people
If it's spiritual, even online, it's spiritual. I doubt they'll
If it is spiritual, they want to give you a try to it. They want to help themselves, and they happen to probably give try to so many dating sites, talk to guys. They'll be the one to even talk to you. They'll be the one to send a friend request. You understand? And at the end of the day, it doesn't still work for them.
And you see, that is actually why I believe there is too much desperation on dating sites. And that is why it is very easy for people to fall victims to these fake profiles, fake accounts. Because most of the people that genuinely go on dating sites, they have become desperate.
Over desperate.
They've gotten to the point where nobody around me is saying hi, so let me try online. And you see, that level of desperation for me is
It's
very
scary.
discouraging. Very discouraging for me to actually take any dating platform seriously. It's too discouraging for me because at the end of the day, you cannot be very sure that even when you are taking the relationship offline, the person is actually who they say they are. Because there's a level of desperation you will get to, right? You just become somebody else. You're not trying to pretend, but just because you want this thing by all means, you just become somebody else. And the minute you get what you're looking for,
you fall back to your real person. And that's why people talk about pretense.
You feel like, oh, I've been cheated. This person is a fraud. But the person wasn't actually intentionally playing you. They were just who they were so that they can get what they want.
Right.
Very true.
So for me, like, yes, I want to say something. You know, online dating sites, truth be told, everybody cannot say that it's something they would want to try or it's something they don't want to try. The beautiful thing is, be who you are. Even when online, you meet someone online, and let me just say this. I feel what you should be looking out for is, let me join your spirituality here. Pray. Yeah.
True.
Just tell yourself that if the right person that is meant for me, I'm going to meet the person via online. God, let me meet that person via online and let it work. But if you know that the person that is meant for me is not online, may I never get any good person via online. It's actually a prayer so that you don't end up stressing yourself and wasting your MB visiting people's profile on dating sites, and at the end of the day you still fall back to offline. Yeah, because a lot of people have wasted their MBs and time visiting dating sites, thinking they are doing tumbo, thinking they will get from there, and at the end of the day it's not their thing. So pray that whatever you're destined for should come without stress. If your man is online will be your portion without stress. Yes. You will just keep thinking about it, even when you don't want to think about it. When you don't want to talk about it, it comes without you expecting the thinking coming. So what I'm trying to say is, everything is possible with God. I'm not going to say everything is possible like people will say in Nigeria, everything is possible.
Every positive thing, please let's stress that. Because someone is sitting out there planning evil and like, I'll pray to God and God help me carry out this.
So every positive thing is possible. Yeah.
All right, now we're going to take a short break, very, very short. And when we get back, we'll talk more about this awesome topic, online dating. My name is Ameze Obaisiagbon. Do not go anywhere. Alright, it's the Ladies Night right here on Independent Television with yours truly, Ameze Obaisiagbon. And of course, there's three beautiful ladies seated in the studio with me, talking about Reina, C. White, and of course Drizel right here. Alright, now we're shifting away from online dating, but still basically online. Now you meet a guy and maybe he was in the same arena with you, the same place as you are, and something happens. Probably he got a new job or he just got something else and he had to move out from the city or state where you were before, and you guys are now apart. Can you cope? Someone like Reina, for instance, who likes cuddling. I'm not going to pretend I like it too. I prefer him around. You get? So I understand why she's feeling like that. I know I can relate. But let's see, if you meet someone, you guys have been so close, maybe a year, 2 years together, and then something happens and he has to be away for a really long time, or probably forever. How would you cope?
Forever.
Someone's heart is beating.
Forever, we're going together. Sorry.
Okay, you have a job that you can't just leave, for instance.
This is a very crazy decision to make.
Okay.
Because I think this decision is going to take me like 2 weeks to make, because I have to think and consider. Okay, if we can come up with a plan that, okay, I'm coming to visit at some particular point, maybe twice in a month or 3 times in a month. If we come up with such a plan, then I can cope with something like that, so long as I'm madly in love with this person. But if I feel like, okay, you're going for a very long time and there's no way I can come see you, I don't know what you're doing there. I know now it's a matter of trust. You can trust someone, but you can't trust that person 100%. You can't even trust yourself 100%. You understand? So temptations will arise. And I am someone who takes stuff like that very seriously. So I get to assume things. I'm an overthinker, kind of.
Okay.
I get to assume things, and then maybe I see the next available guy that's doing what you were doing, and things just
start.
that kind of switch.
How about you, C. White?
For me, I can, on the ground that I would always come visit. And you staying there forever doesn't mean I will remain where I am forever.
True.
You would definitely work plans for me to come over. Now you talked about what if I have a job that I love so much. I can't love my job so much to the extent I wouldn't love my man. I would leave my job, because 2 things are here for me to choose.
Yeah.
It is either I choose my man
Or
I choose my job, which my job has to go. I tell you, I can always find something over there to do, no matter how little it is, at least to assist him. And being honest to myself, I'm this kind of person that would always want to work, no matter how little the pay is. I want to have something I do for myself. So he has to start making plans. Yes, at the beginning it might not be smooth for both of us. Like, you still knew where he is, so making plans for my visitation or coming over probably might take, let me say, roughly 2 years for him to get things done, if it's a different country entirely. But if it's the same country, hey, well, my legs will be visiting all the transportation center. I have to be traveling like every weekend. You understand? Because it's something I can actually access. It's accessible to me. We are in the same country, so why would I want to stay far apart when I know we are in the same country? No, I can't do that. But I can only cope if
For someone like you who has a media job, for instance, there's no holiday, there's no weekend.
Don't talk about what.
Okay, go ahead. Yes, there are other people out there who may be in that same position. It may not necessarily be a media job. It could be a doctor, for instance.
Yeah, but
they don't get holidays. They don't get. Yes, I know why I'm saying that. I'm trying to understand how you can go to all the transport companies at weekends when you have a job, like a program to do, for instance. How would you cope?
You know, we have a day off.
Okay.
Yes.
A day off. One day.
Yes, let me just
You go and come back that day.
Of course, the flight. There's flight.
Okay, flight.
You can meet up with your flight.
Okay.
Yes. You just look for a timeout where it will be convenient. If it is first thing, let me say as early as depending on where your flight will be taking off. Let me say your flight takes off 9 a.m. You leave, and you get there. Let me say.
It takes 45 minutes.
It takes 45 minutes. You get there 10 o'clock. Let me just say 10 o'clock. Probably you just get to the airport, and from the airport to where he lives, it's another 20 minutes. So roughly 1 hour, you're already there with
You're in
him.
Lagos.
Yes, you can also
Lagos
come
might
back.
take you like 3 hours on the
You
road.
can also come back.
But what if
You
his
just,
day off is not his day off?
for me, I don't think.
He's busy.
No, definitely he's gonna come back. First thing in the morning, you're
If
back.
he's coming back, then you have to
You
be
have to,
leaving.
yeah, because you have to be aware.
Yes, we definitely work things out.
Sure. If it's just bent or no, I must go and visit.
I must go.
Now, what if you go, for instance, let's use the weekend now. You
Yeah.
have the weekend to yourself and you go there and then he is at work and you're just at home, only you. What's the essence of the
He would
visit
come back at night.
at night?
Yes.
Night is not enough for me.
It's not enough, yes, but at least
I think
for
morning
you.
might be enough for you.
That's what I said. It's going to be a little bit challenging for the first 1 to 2 years. But after that, it is either his working plans for you to come over, or his working plans for him to come back.
Or it gives you something to make you really busy, like 3 babies at once.
And now you can't get me busy. Physically, you're getting me busy. Emotionally, no, it's not possible. What about?
I think plans
Yeah.
to come over can only work when you're actually married. Like, do people dating actually?
No, I think this yes,
Dating make such plans.
they make such plans.
It depends
It
on the
depends
intensity of
of the relationship. So it depends on the kind of man you have. If you're
So
the kind of man,
if your relationship is not guaranteed to lead to marriage, you would go through all the stress of relocating to another location.
no, you can't
How do you
relocate.
know the relationship won't lead to marriage?
That's what I was just about to ask. Like, you don't go into a relationship
Thinking it won't lead.
No, some people actually do. I've actually met someone who says she just wants to date this man.
Exactly. You have that mindset. But when you know what you want, the both of you know what you want. If you guys don't know what you want, then you won't plan to relocate.
Why would you want to relocate to meet a man that you don't have future with?
Thing is highly bent on whether or not there is marriage in the picture.
Yes.
Yes.
You can't relocate.
It's not
You can't
guaranteed that they'll
relocate
get
me.
married. So long as they see that picture, it is both of us, we're getting married. She or he, they have to make plans that will be suitable for the both of them. If they really want that
what
relationship to
will happen
work.
to a woman who, because she cannot stay apart from her man for longer than a year or two, who quits her job, relocates to another city or country, and then gets there and the relationship doesn't work, you'll have to start all over again.
Truth be told, I see I see more reasons why you would want to relocate to a place where you're not welcome. Okay, fine. Let me just say,
welcome within the
let me
first
just say,
1 year.
that's exactly what I want to say now. Okay,
And things change.
both of you might
By
be
then
very
you would
cool,
have
right?
gained ground in that new city.
That's it.
Easy to gain
go back.
No, it is very easy.
If you don't,
It is
then
very
you go back
easy.
to wherever you
Like,
came
I
from.
want one person that is always positive in mind.
job you just quit from, would they be accepting you back?
If they
That
don't-
is why it is good to establish a good relationship before leaving anywhere. Like, there are some organizations where you'll be working and they'll tell you before leaving you have to notify us for like 2 months ahead, 3 months ahead, to be on a safe side. But some people would want to be smart. They want to outsmart themselves, not even the organization. They'll just leave. I want to surprise them. You don't surprise people these days. You will end up surprising yourself. I tell you the truth, because if you establish a good relationship where you're working, truth be told, come rain, come sun, whatever, they will talk about you. And if you come back, when they remember the kind of relationship you left behind, they will gladly welcome you. You go back to them and tell them, my plans didn't work. Look at what happened. Look at the way it is. Bring it to them the way it is. Don't try to paint pictures. And
There are also scenarios. Well, I'm sorry, I'm being very cynical, but
No,
I'm
that's
trying to be
good.
realistic. There are also scenarios where they really want you back.
But
Your
there's not
position has
opening.
just been filled. There is no opening for them to take you back.
That's it. That's a different
If it's not spoiled with them,
Yeah.
you can still be around them.
Yeah.
And given the COVID situation, a lot of companies are like being very careful with their expenditure.
Yeah.
They just can't have you back.
Yeah, well, for that.
When you were in the other place where you working, that's the first thing. If you just went there and you were doing nothing, then I'm sorry, you don't have sense. That's the right word to use. So coming back will be difficult for you. If you had something doing there before, at least you have some money, for instance, so you can be able to start looking for something else to do, whilst hoping probably that your former place of work might have another opening. Or even if they don't have an opening for you, they can link you to someone who has. There are bosses who will be nice enough to tell you, okay, I heard that there's an opening in another company similar to this one, go and try it out. It may not be as high as what you had before, it might be lower, but it's something.
It's a starting point.
Because coming back from a broken relationship and then not missing your job.
Now,
Very tiring.
Putting too much on the line though to just relocate because you cannot handle being apart.
But that's basically if it's
Now, I'm one person that sees.
There are people that will do that and be very comfortable with
Yes,
it.
there are.
I'm one person that sees possibility
Exactly.
in every thing that happens. I see positivity. I don't like to talk about the negative side of it. Now, let me tell you why I said this. If eventually you relocate because you feel you're in a relationship that was formerly working for you, and at the end of the day, everything turns sour, it's no longer working, I see that as an opportunity for you to leave where you were before to another place where you're meant to be. Don't just see it as, okay, the relationship turns bad, it turns sour, it's not working anymore, that is the end of life for me. No, it's another page of my life that has been open to me, and it's a big challenge for me to stood up. You can't tell me that you won't be outspoken to the extent of walking up to people out there. One thing must kill a man. You understand? What life throws at you, it is either to build you or to destroy you. So you make decisions yourself. If you allow what life throws at you to destroy you, then you owe nobody any explanation rather than yourself. You have to explain to yourself why it happened. So what I'm saying is, you have to use that as an opportunity to prove him wrong. If the relationship turns sour, you brought me to my limelight. Let me prove you wrong for breaking my heart. I'm going to make you see reasons with me why I have to be a better person.
Actually,
I'm one person that will talk to you. Sister, I beg. See, a closed mouth is a closed destiny, like people say. So when you walk to people, one or two people, look at what I'm going through. Just give me accommodation. No matter how hard.
In other words, you're starting again.
Yes, it doesn't matter. You can start all over again. How many times will a man fall? And how many times will you stand?
Are you scared of starting all over?
No,
I am.
Not everybody can stand it. It is not everybody that can actually stand failure. That's what I'm trying to say.
And everyone is different. That's my point. No, I get where she's coming from, because I have tried so hard to build myself, not a relationship, like build myself to a certain level, that going back, I'm like, you don't want to even give it back. That, but I want to go up.
You want to know the truth? Problem with starting.
If anything like that happens, God forbid, if anything happens like that, you will still get back up.
No,
that is just for several of the years.
Because people are listening to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't have any issues with starting again. I have started again more than 7 times in the past 4 years.
Okay.
So I don't have any issues with it. But I just want you to be sure, or rather, I want you to be clear that what you're saying is you're relocating with the mentality that if I get to this place and it doesn't work out, I will start again from there.
Yes.
Because there are people that that would be having this fantasy mentality while you're speaking about relocating to go and meet your dream man in whatever dream city, and then they'll be creating this fantasy mentality that I'll just quit my job and I'll just move and we'll just get married. It doesn't always work like that. I feel like we need to paint the very clear picture that there is a possibility that you will quit, you'll relocate, you'll be with the man, because some persons will not have a plan. They will go there and they'll go and live with him, and they'll be with him for the next 2 months, trying to get on their feet, and then he'll come and tell you, I'm sorry, I don't think this can work anymore. And then you'll be out on your own. Imagine living in a country where you don't know anybody. The only person you knew was this man. He was your accommodation. He was your feeding. And then you just relocated to go to him, because
and that's where we really talk about for those people who solely depend on men.
Exactly.
It should be very clear, because remember, she wasn't solely depending on him until she decided to
Are you
relocate.
trying to say she had no personal savings, or she had just been
Let's not talk about the personal savings now.
You can say have money. It's another thing to have what to use your money for.
Okay.
There are situations. Okay, let me use the United States of America, for example. There are cases where people tell you, I have money, I can pay your rent. Just give me the freaking apartment. But there is no space. We know that you can pay rent, but we don't have space for you. Or is it the issue of racism? We know that you can pay rent, but sorry, we don't keep Nigerians in this house.
That's not the house in the whole of the United States.
I mean, it's going to
it might be
really
difficult to get.
Like what I'm saying in general sense.
Yeah,
Some people are racist over there, and some don't want to just accommodate those names, not the person. The name.
What I'm saying is, trying to conclude. What I'm saying is, I guess I'm just trying to encourage people not to rule out long distance relationships, and just have this mentality of, if you're moving, I'm going with you.
Okay.
Or if you're over there, then just 2 or 3 years and I'm coming to meet you, because this relationship is serious. You can actually make your relationship work apart without having to give up your entire life to relocate. You just have to build trust to that extent. Thank God for online platforms. Platforms, but online platforms, WhatsApp, Instagram,
where you can make video calls, send pictures.
But doing video calls,
and
calling, texting, is it the same thing?
It's not the same. It can never be the same.
If you guys are online, you guys are trying so hard to be so nice, you're not really yourself.
Yeah.
You can't be the same way.
Relationship that you build. I personally, I have been in a long distance relationship, and I am myself 100% of the
That's
time.
what you may think.
Yeah.
When he comes back, when you guys are
Things are
together,
different.
you'll be surprised. I'm not saying that will happen to you. I'm hoping it won't. But there are people who have seen that they're so good online, they're so good apart. When they come together, it's like, whoa,
different
every single day.
Exactly.
And they never imagine that this is someone I love. This is someone I always chat with. This is someone that always makes me smile online.
True.
But now he's here with me and I'm like, don't go back, I beg.
Yes.
Yeah.
Worst feeling
It
ever.
depends on the kind of relationship that you build. It could work in the way that you relocate and everything goes well.
Yeah.
It could also work in a way that you maintain your
apart.
relationship
From the
despite
distance.
being apart.
Exactly.
So I guess we should not just rule out one for the other, because
That
both
is my
of
point,
them,
exactly.
both of them have their disadvantages.
and the advantages.
And to me, I feel like picking up and starting all over again
I am one person that
is
can pick up.
more difficult than wondering if this is the same man I was chatting with. The worst that could happen is, well, I ain't doing this no more.
Okay.
Still with everything. It's a lot more difficult than for you to say, wow, I gave up everything to come and make this work. I have to start again. Starting again may be something that you can do, but it's not easy.
It is not.
it's never.
And sometimes
it's
the
never
relationship
easy.
ends up not being worth it.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about if someone has the mentality that, okay, I'm going to meet him wherever he is, but you have set your own plans down. You go there with the mindset that I'm getting a new job immediately within the next 1 month.
That can
You
work.
go there and you make friends. So God forbid something happens between you guys, you have somewhere to fall back to,
Well,
even
that's
if you're there.
peaceful. And in that case, the relationship is not necessarily the only reason why you're moving.
That is what I've been
Such a
trying to
person-
explain
Okay,
to you
for me-
from the onset, that you can actually relocate and not be a stay-at-home girlfriend or a stay-at-home fiance. You can't just tell me you want to relocate to a place and you don't have plans.
Now, it happens to be me. I'm relocating to meet him up wherever he is, and I'm quitting so many things behind. The first thing or the plans that I have for myself is to make friends.
True.
That's the number one thing that I always tell myself. Not just visiting the street to make anyhow friends. You should be smart enough and observant enough to know the people who you are going to establish your friendship with. You understand? Yes, it is very possible for you to go to a place and 1 month you're already there working.
Yeah.
But don't forget to make friends first, because they can actually help you to stay back when anything happens, in the sense of...
No, let's not use the word when. If anything happens.
Okay, if anything...
We're not hoping. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, okay. I'm just trying to...
Yeah.
If anything happens when it comes to, I'm done with you, I don't want this relationship anymore, with the person you've been banking on, you have friends you can fall back to before the job. Because you might get the job, and when it happens, you might not have people to at least fall back to, or a place to lay your head. You might decide to pay for a hotel and all that to stay for the number of days pending when you get apartment, but at least if you're working and things like that happens, you remember you have friends to fall back to. It's going to save you much more than when you just go with the mindset like, okay, the first I'm going to have is a job. Yeah, it's cool when you have a job, but make friends as well first.
Okay, so for the sake of the show, I think I shouldn't sound too cynical.
That's okay.
Because what I'm thinking about when you're talking about making friends and making friends first, so I'm thinking, okay, are you making the friends before you travel, or are you making the friends while you're already there?
While you're already there.
How can you really bank on people in the world that we've come to know?
Yes,
I would feel like the getting a job part is even more reasonable for me, because it's possible for you to get a job from maybe let me use Nigeria for instance.
Yeah, bro.
It's possible for you to get a job from Nigeria before you travel.
Very
And then you travel based on the job. You know that, okay, I'm actually going because of this guy, but the job is the
number one thing.
The number one thing that makes you travel, or school. You know, or something more tangible than people. You can trust.
No, good. If you're traveling, like
actually help. I don't think there'll be homeless people.
Now, let me say this: if you're traveling based on job, like you said, good for the person. But don't also forget that job is taking you there, which is a number one assignment, and probably a second assignment is your boyfriend, or even your boyfriend the first assignment, depending on the one you want to prioritize. You understand? But the moment you get there, establish relationship with just few persons. I never said you should trust them. Exactly. Trust is something you have to
over time.
I have to trust you before I can let you into my home.
Right.
Yeah. And I could not have met you 2 months ago and trust you enough. I may be willing to accommodate you for a night or two, but if it's going to be long term, you either have to start paying me rent, or sorry, you understand?
Yeah, I do.
It takes a lot to build that kind of relationship that you're talking about.
To allow somebody.
For this thing you just said, I want to tell you something. Okay? When I was in my 100 level, I had issues with accommodation. I base in Lagos. I don't know anybody in Benin. I don't have a family member here. The people I actually banked on for an apartment, they bailed on me. Okay, fine. 2 days to when I got the apartment, I met a girl, Isioma. I met this girl. She was coming, we were in the faculty, she was coming from this direction and I was coming from the other direction. And we just came to meet and I was like, I love your body spray. We just got talking. The next thing she said, she has accommodation issues. I said, me too. Do you know that day, there and then, we decided let's go and look for an apartment together. Until today, I can say that girl is one of the best people I have met on planet Earth.
And Isioma is one in how many?
It's very twice now, because I have an Isioma in my life as well. I met her during NYC, and that was in camp.
Yeah.
we weren't even friends during NYC camp, but we came out and we realized that we had the same PPA. We were working in the same place. I met her the first day when I went there, and I was like, oh, I remember you were in OBS together. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, I'm even looking for a place to stay, and I got one place, but I'm looking for 3 people to share the flat with me. And she was like, she's looking for somewhere to, and my man was like, no, I think I'll just foot the bill myself. I don't want to stay with anybody. But then I just said, that money is quite big. Let me just give it a try. And we stayed and we were there together. We hardly ever quarreled. In fact, it was the last person that we finally found that was the problem inside. You get? So it's possible for you to meet someone today and you guys become so good as friends.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
So let's not rule out the fact that yes, you might have worries, you might have doubts that this person might be okay for you to stay in the same place with. But then again, it's possible. So
Very possible.
whatever works for you. Let's do it like that. Let's take our last words before we head out of here because time is running out. I'll start with you, Reina.
Yeah, okay.
Last words, online dating generally.
Concerning this topic, I feel like it's not for me, and I would encourage anybody into going into it because I've never tried it, but I've heard a lot of rumors, mostly negative. So I would advise that if it works for you, fine. If it doesn't work for you, don't give it a try.
All right, see right.
Do what you believe is right for you. If you feel that you want to give a try to online dating, don't go in there with negative mind. I'm one person that talks about positivity a lot. So just be positive with your thinking and your expectations so that eventually when you want to click on friend request, you'll click on the right person. But also know that online dating is 50-50 thing. In general sense, everything that has to do with online is 50-50. Well, what you ordered for versus what you got. So, all right, Giselle.
Okay, what I'm going to say is I wouldn't discourage anyone from venturing into an online dating platform because God works in mysterious ways. But I've never tried it. I don't think I ever will. By God's grace, I may never have a reason to. But if God is leading you in that direction, it is very possible to meet someone good online. But like C. White said earlier, you have to be going online prayerfully and hope that you'll be graced.
Okay, I'm going to merge what the two of you actually said. C. White said something about 50-50 when you're talking online dating. In reality, in real life, offline dating, it's still 50-50. You never can trust anybody to the fullest.
Yeah.
They will definitely, or they might. Let me not use the word definitely. I don't want to be so certain. People can change. People can break your heart. People can do something that you never thought they would actually do. So basically, like what Giselle said, if you're a Christian, be prayerful in anything that you decide to do. If it's the online dating that works for you, fine, but always go there with your mind, your brain, your heart as well. Mix it all together, and of course take God along with you because you can't do it on your own. Right. My name is Ameze Obaisiagbon. I've had Favor Okeke talking about Reina. I've had Caroline Okonji talking about Everglowing C. White, and of course Isaiah Rogide talking about Giselle. Have a beautiful night rest. We will be here again, same time, same station, next time.
Yeah, from Little Kim, the Queen Bee. It's ladies' night, what? It must be Angie on the mic. The butter pea, honey, got the sugar, got the spice. Roll the L side, keep the rhymes right, yo. I just made this motherfucker up last night, and I'm the rookie on this all-star team. Me and Kim is getting cream, like Thelma and Louise, but on chrome. Never leave that Brooklyn shit alone. So if you say it's on, then it's on. Bang this in your whips, pack them cold roadie with the chips in the wrist. Here's a French kiss. I dismiss all you chicks. Spit 6 from the 4th, 5th, make it dance. Ow! I stay focused and the dopest, like a penny with the hole in.